parlay, John.
Time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Welcome. We are live in the rat hole. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, friends, gamers, countrymen? Lend me your ears. Here we are. We've got a great show for you today. Oh my goodness. This is one of my favorite times of year. Coming up in a couple of weeks is Free RPG Day. Now, if you don't know what Free RPG Day is, you probably know what Free Comic Book Day is. Well, this is the same concept, but for games. On June 21st, you'll be able to go into your friendly local gaming store and say, hello, friendly local gaming store friend. What do you have for Free RPG Day? And they will have a variety of games, modules, quick starts, dice, all sorts of fun, fabulous things to show off on this wonderful day. This is this great grand holiday of holidays for gamers. And I've got a box from Free RPG Day. They've been very kind to send me something of everything. So we're going to take a preview of that. Now, if you're watching this live, you're in luck because this is going to be live. And then in somewhere between a couple of hours and a day, I'm going to take this video down off of YouTube and edit it. So there'll be a slightly flashier version of it that'll go up on YouTube on June 21st for Free RPG Day directly. But for those who are paying attention and subscribing, I like doing this a little bit live and giving you a little bit of an extra preview. And I'm not here by myself, so you don't have to hear just me. So let me introduce my friends here, starting with one of our wonderful writers at the rathole.ca. We've got Kitty. How's it going, Kitty?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Are you excited to see all the fun stuff again this year?
Oh yeah, always. There's always a really good one shot in there that I'm always excited for. At least one.
At least one, exactly, because you've come in on a few times. Also, who's done a few of these openings, both in person and online, we've got from the Happiness Patrol and Breakfast Scotch National, Scott.
Aloha, it's me again.
Hello, welcome back.
I always find there's like one item, like the dungeon pieces last time that I did this. I just like the fact they give that stuff away blows my mind. Like it's such a great idea, and I'm happy to see RPGs outside of the big ones start to get some love. So
yeah, and that's one of the night. This is an interesting time in gaming, with all of the tariffs, with all of the everything. A lot of bigger companies are scaling back on what they're able to do, which is giving a lot more space for the smaller companies to expand into.
The interesting thing on that note, if I may, is Asmodee just announced they bought Zombicide off of CMON. So about an hour ago. So
okay, I was gonna say I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, I don't know, because of the tariffs, CMON has stopped functioning and has been they've sold off almost everything so far. So
there's the Game Manufacturers Association has a delegation in Washington, I think, as I'm recording this or as we're live, to talk to a number of representatives there about the impact to the gaming industry, which has been absolutely devastating. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about Free RPG Day 2025, and we're going to be looking at that here live in the rat hole. That's not what I need. That's a great. As much as that is a wonderful picture of you, that's not the box. This is the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Let's find out what's in the box, shall we? I'm actually doubly curious because this box, despite the fact that there was fragile stickers on it at one point, really took a bit of a beating.
The throwers got a hold of it.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that everything inside of this is good.
I am picturing Ace Ventura. Sounds broken, probably is. So
even half of that tape was not even was already split. So I'm going to pull this off to the side because I don't want to actually see what's in this at all. I'm not going to look at what's there. I'm just going to pull it out blind. I'll look long enough just to know that I've got something here. Wow, now this packaging.
Dibs.
Yeah. All right, we don't need that. Yeah, we'll throw that over there. But let's see what we've got first. We've got something small. We've got a miniature.
Ooh.
Let me just pull this in.
Do you you haven't looked in the box. Does it have like an index of like a description of everything?
No, it does not. It is literally just a box of, there's probably a packing slip in there somewhere, but it is just one of everything that'll be available at the Free RPG Day store. So we'll find out what they are as we go.
The stand makes it look like it's floating.
And the fact that it is a Cthulhu-esque looking figure also makes it seem that way. I like this. This is a cute looking thing, so I'm curious to see if it's is
it one of the liches from like BG3?
It's possible, but it's literally like it's got a Cthulhu head.
Oh, Mind Flayers.
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so we'll see what that does.
That reminds me of like a Kingdom Death Monster kind of like miniature.
Yeah.
Very unique.
I'm just kind of feeling around trying to get some of the smaller things first. In fact, I'll leave that zoomed in. That is...
Oh.
This is Deck of Worlds sampler pack.
Ooh.
So the Deck of Worlds, if I remember correctly, is a fairly new product. You actually can build using these cards, various settings and whatnot. So this is, it literally says on here, let's see. Deck of Worlds is a tool for creating instant homebrew settings filled with unforgettable landmarks, vibrant cultures, ancient mysteries, and intriguing adventure hooks. This sampler contains 35 of the 240 cards in the full deck.
Yeah, I Googled it. It actually looks really cool.
Yeah. And it is, I always try and open it when it's without wrecking it. So it just opens up like this.
Oh, neat.
And so you've got, you know, this is going to be in a desert. This is going to be in the mountains. And then you start adding different things. And there's different, let's see. Desert Tower. So we
Well,
was a songless desert.
Yeah, I'm watching the video on the website, kind of
Yeah.
explain it as you do it, and this is really cool.
That is founded by outcasts and is famous for its archives. So you start building around the outside of these centerpieces,
Cool.
and it's a really neat looking concept.
Like nouns and adjectives build
Yeah.
the world. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Exactly.
actually not that the full one is only about 60 American, I would guess. That's not terrible for the
No, that's
number.
not bad at all.
No, not at all.
What else we
That's
got in
really
here?
cool.
This is Nobi Nobi, a booster quick start. I do not know Nobi Nobi at all.
Looking it up.
It's
Nobi-
definitely
Nobi.
got some cute stuff.
love the
Deck
cheesy.
of Worlds was from the Story Engine. And I think they have other decks as well. But Nobi
Uh,
Nobi is from
The
can't
Nobi
read-
Nobi TRPG system originated in Japan, designed specifically for board game cafes and groups of beginners who want to try a TRPG experience, even if they don't even know what it stands for. It's tabletop role-playing game, in case you're wondering. That
There
was-
we go.
Off the website.
That's adorable.
It is. And this is from Arclight Games, and I can't read that logo. It's too small with these glasses. Don'tPanicGames.com.
Yeah,
It
Don't
also
Panic.
looks like they have a Cowboy Bebop game, so that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
They've got a little rules card here. Stuff for the main character and GM. Let's flip that
Did-
over.
Did you
Different
want me to
characters.
read the description as we go?
Sure, go for it.
First, all players pick a character card and draw an introduction that will set up the story. One player begins as the game master, and the player to their left is the first main character. There are 16 different characters available in each box. This is the main thing. I'm guessing this is a sample, but
Yeah, this is a
It's a
sample deck.
booster, yeah.
after the game flow is very simple. The GM draws a scene card, reads it, and connects it to the previous scene. Each scene presents a situation, and the main character narrates how they attempt to resolve it. Typically, the resolution involves two types of challenges: either rolling a dice and adding your skill for a skill check, or role-playing the situation and talking your way to success.
Cool.
If you succeed in doing something positive or heroic, draw a light card. Otherwise, draw a darkness card. Both types of cards provide bonuses or grants abilities to your characters, but they carry different narrative feelings.
So that's a neat concept. I want to learn more about that for sure.
Yeah.
It's
There
neat.
is no combat system in Nobi Nobi or TRPG, no damage rolls or hit points to track. The focus of the game is on creating a shared story where the players are the main characters.
Oh, that's cute. That's
I like
cozy.
it. Yeah. And the art style really goes with that too. I like it.
I love everything chibi.
Yeah. So this particular box has taken a little bit of damage.
Inspiration from the
Ins-
box you came in.
Yeah. It is a Gastra miniature, a plastic miniature, which does not look to be damaged. It is a three-headed chicken, basically.
Oh, a three-headed chicken.
I was content with two-headed chickens. I was never expecting a three-headed chicken.
No, you got to get the third one in there.
That would be
Yeah.
perfect. I keep saying when I buy my forever home, I'm having 3 chickens in the backyard. If there was a 3-headed chicken, I only need 1.
Exactly.
It
As
reminds
I
me
know
of
my partners in the chat, and then hearing me say,
Yeah.
I want a 3-headed chicken now.
the hat from Labyrinth. So,
The-
or
the
the
hat?
little like ball thing they shoot at the Goblin City. Where
Oh
there's,
yeah.
yeah. So
So that's cute, and that's a solid plastic miniature. You're not going to get that damaged. That I mean, like I said, it took a beating and is still delightful. Next up is, I recognize this box. I know what's in this box, despite the fact that I do not know. This is going to be a die. I believe we described it last year as the sort of dice you propose with.
was I? I
From
don't think I was
Dispel.
here last year.
Sorry?
I don't. What? I don't. Did I do this last year? I don't remember.
I don't think you were available last year, but Katie
don't
was here
think
last
so.
year.
Yeah.
I like the color on that die though.
That's a
Yeah.
beautiful die.
Last year's was red. This year's
Is
kind of
it
teal.
kind of sharp?
It is. It's not painfully sharp,
But like
it is
it's
sharper than
angular.
Yeah.
I like
No, it
that. That's my main D&D set is like that. I like that feel.
And it's got a good. It's sort of layered. It's like the sparkle is underneath the main layer of. It's not
What,
just painted on it.
Dave?
Yes.
Can you pull it out again? What's it say underneath it in the box?
Oh. I will not eat the dice.
Ah, fantastic. I like that a lot. Yeah. I was told to stop saying don't eat Mark's dice all the time.
Yes. Don't eat Mark's dice. We're not going to have a. We're not going into that down that rabbit hole.
No.
But that is Dispel. For the second year.
Fantastic.
I know, right? Like it's just it's a beautiful die in a beautiful box, and definitely something fancy.
That was very fancy. I like this color better than last year's.
I like the red.
metallic
I'm
teal.
partial to red.
It wasn't as legible, at least on the computer screen. It wasn't as legible as this year's.
That's fair. What have we got here? Critical Role in process. Oh, okay. This is from Foam Brain. This is an emergency D20. So
That's smart.
you scratch that, and it's got a number.
You need a
Oh.
deck of those in your wallet.
Yeah,
Yeah, is
that's
that
exactly what you do.
business size? Business like a business card?
Yeah, it's a business card size. You just
Oh, I
stick that in
like
your wallet.
that.
That is
And-
genius.
Yeah. What do you want? Okay, let's make a decision. High or low?
Yeah. No, I like the just the concept of it is really cool.
And I'm gonna guess that this sticker has something to do with something else in there, but it says I fought the dragon at Free RPG Day 2025.
Ooh.
It's like an I voted sticker.
Yeah.
By the way, did you notice they weren't giving those out this year? Rude.
I had to take a picture with it and then go get my ice cream.
I didn't get an I voted sticker. I was mad.
Yeah, the for the Canadians among us. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all Canadians. The one American that was going to join us has fallen ill, so he couldn't. There's a second emergency D20.
Amazing.
This is
Cool.
Crawl. QRAWL. Crawl. Free RPG Day setup for organizers thing only. So I'm not going to look at all of this, but this is a really simple thing. Here's how to play. All you need to do to play is a phone and QR codes. Look nearby here to find start here, which will begin your quest. Oh, so this is literally a game to play as you are in the store.
Oh, that's
That's
why
cool.
they just put those around the store?
As near as I can tell, yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
That's-
Like
that's
turning your
neat.
comic book store into a.
Yeah. So that's neat, and that explains why it's all loose paper.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. Usually, the stuff like that comes bound.
Yeah.
But
Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, we got feels like more dice. These are dice for Avatar, the Avatar game. We've seen these before. We were confused as what they were before, but this is for the Avatar role-playing game. I recognize those fish. So a pair of those. There's probably going to be a quick start or a adventure for that game in here somewhere as well.
you said you recognize the fish. Did the last dice have the fish on it too?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
it
thought
had to
maybe they could have fire or like wind or something.
It's possible, but I think I don't really know that I've seen the same symbol before. So that's, and I remember we had to look it up before, so I looked it up after, and yeah, that's what that is.
Cool.
From Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon from Wizards of the Coast, Hank the Archer
What?
or the Ranger.
Hank's
It's a
a
pin.
ranger.
Oh, it's a pin.
Oh, cute.
Pin.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
We do
I
love
like
me
that.
a Hank.
Yep.
Hmm.
So there's all sorts of fun stuff in here. Let's see what else we
Adorable.
got.
I like that. For the longest time, it felt like the past Dungeons and Dragons was kind of ignored, including the cartoon by Wizards of
Especially
the
the
Coast.
cartoon.
Yeah, like it felt like they were distancing themselves from the TSR days.
Right.
But like, I feel like I really felt like we're embracing it between the throwback stuff, and then the cartoon character showing up in the movie, right? So
Right.
yeah,
Just a free RPG Day sticker.
oh, that's cool.
So
Though.
we've got a couple of stickers. I assume that with that crawl, that these will probably come in a big roll. You can probably have more than one of these. You'd get these when you complete that crawl adventure.
I like it.
Mm,
No, it's
Crawl
neat.
with you.
nice.
I survived the dragon. I guess that's almost like voting.
Yeah, a little bit.
A
All right,
little
let's
bit.
see. Feels like that is all of the small things, which is interesting. There wasn't as many dice as usual, unless it's possible that something else is in here that I just can't feel, but I think we're into the main side of things. So here we go. For Hexed, where the Zul River flows.
Hexed. I don't think I know that one.
I don't know it either. Let's just
RPG. Hand move. No. Hexed.
it's for Titan's Keep,
There we go. Because I got dice. Titan's Keep.
which is an upcoming system agnostic campaign setting guide designed to provide DMs and players with an expansive new world to explore. And I'll just skip the rest of all of that. So that is, and there's playtest materials for Titan's Keep, mailing list and everything at that QR code.
They have the URL on there goes to the paragraphs you just read,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of art and stuff on the page.
And that Hexed is the publisher. So that's what the inside looks like. It's a pretty quick little, just a few quick encounters. Quite for this small, quite a few actually. 7 different encounters, an appendix, some character sheets. They're not really character sheets so much as character descriptions. Monsters, NPCs. Look like they are D20 system.
Yeah, it says it's compatible for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, Pathfinder 2nd edition, or your favorite tabletop role-playing game.
Exactly.
What caught me is they have some pictures on the website, and it's like a traditional like Amazon warrior character, but it's a chameleon.
Ooh.
It's actually really cool. I don't know if I've ever seen like chameleon people. Like
Yeah.
exactly as it sounds. It's a anamorphized chameleon warrior. It's just really cool.
All right. And fun fact, Free RPG Day is on Mel from Mel's Board Game Room's birthday.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic!
She's having MelCon that weekend, and unfortunately, I can't make it. Or I think MelCon might actually be the weekend before, but or the weekend after. And then in Royal Phantom King, hey, I know some of these people. Mel also likes that, loves that dice. There's comments there. I'm not going to bring the comments up because that's harder to edit, but I will respond as I can. Next thing, Wires in the Woods, a Trash Origin TT RPG quick start. This is from the people who did Be Like a Crow. I'm super excited about this. This is a beautiful. All of their artwork is really neat. Wires in the Woods is a solo or two-player role-playing game in which you travel across an abandoned Earth as a curious little forager, aka a raccoon, sort of.
Adorable.
Right?
I love a solo. I love a good solo tabletop.
And I've done some of Be Like a Crow before, and it's a fun game. And this is a very different vibe than that. But here's like some upcycling tasks, locations. So it's a card-based system. Some more locations in the black suits, encounters. This
I like
is just
that they're starting to explore other ways of doing RPGs. Like the D20, and then we like the D6 when you go to Shadowrun set, like Shadowrun stuff like that, and then D10s with Vampire. But now we're getting cards and coins and scratch offs as we saw this time, right? So I really do like that we're really exploring how to tell the stories.
Right. Yeah, and there's more information. Again, these are just quick starts. This is not a full thing. And there's some of their other solo games. Be Like a Crow, Be Like a Cat, and D666. A hell building solo TPRPG.
Ooh.
Actually, it sounds really cool. I'm actually going to look it up as we speak.
Yeah, these guys are great. These guys are from the UK. They're absolutely fabulous humans.
Solo dungeon builder.
Next thing up. I'm going to zoom this out just a hair.
Critical Kit Limited. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What is this?
Pinga 1348. Let's just see if we can find a this looks, let's see. Yeah, Piega. Piaga, it looks like. 1348
I
from
am so into the artwork and how they designed that book.
Yeah. Helios Games, DNG needs games.
Nice.
This is an 18 plus game.
Ooh.
Translate from Italian to English, Piega is a noun for feminine.
Yeah.
Medicine sore high. Oh, the rest is Italian. I'm not going to embarrass myself live. But yeah, that's interesting.
At a glance, and I don't see it marked on here, but this looks very similar to Morkborg. Morkborg is a very art-forward, rules-light system, and this looks has a very similar design to that. Whether it is or is not, I don't know. I'd have to look farther into it, but you can see as I'm flipping through it here, it's just all sorts of different.
Well, I like the time period.
Yeah. This is fabulous and just looks gorgeous.
Yes.
There's some character sheets at the back.
Kind of reminds me of the Darkest Dungeon video game.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
That was actually Canadian made. So
looks like they also did. Oh, they did Fabula Ultima, the TTJ RPG. We saw a few years ago, and it's still out there, obviously in its full size.
That's really cool.
Interesting. I have to look into that more too. So many. That's one of the things I love about getting this from them is I get a chance to look into them a little deeper. Ah, yes, the Thunder Road Vendetta RPG.
That's super cool.
Gas
Mhm.
and Guns and a Go-Go.
Nice.
The board game's fantastic, so I'm guessing the
Yeah.
RPG will be.
This is from Ninth Level Games, one of my favorites. And this is ready to play, no prep required adventure.
Is it like a pad?
Yeah, that's just a
Yeah.
pad. So it's meant to be torn apart and used.
I like that.
How to play. What you come here is a no prep quick play version of the upcoming Thunder Road Vendetta RPG. We're going to assume you know what an RPG is since you probably got this booklet at a store running a free RPG Day event. They have the best humor. But you may have never played one before, run one before. That's okay. You don't need any experience to play. Just follow along. We've got your back. If you are reading this, then you have been chosen to be the game master, or as like we like to call it, the MC. You are hosting the game for the next 30 minutes. So
Oh, it's only 30 minutes. It's a quick game.
So it flips through here.
So in the board game world, there's a lot of talk about the idea of smaller, tighter experiences, so you can get a couple games in when you get your group together.
Mhm.
And I like the idea of RPGs trying the same.
Yeah.
Where it's, a couple games of the same system with the same characters in a night, or you can go really deep if you want to, and we just, an 8-hour session for one. But having that option, especially in this space, is actually really nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So like the backside of these, we've got some maps in here. There was some character stuff there before. Some NPCs.
I love the feel. I'm watching Duster right now, which is set in the 1970s and like has this FBI feel, and that's what I get from this.
Yeah. This is gonna be very interesting. Everything from Ninth Level Game is incredible. Like I can't rave about them enough. I don't know if there's a level 1 this year, but they've been putting out the level 1 books over the last few years.
Oh, I have a couple of those actually from Free RPG Day. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not looking at anything. I'm just pulling it out of the box. Blind. Gift, role-playing game basic rules from Hit Point Press.
Okay, adorable and cute.
Right.
Is that a D4?
That is it looks more like a triangular portal from a fantasy world to a sci-fi world.
Because it kind of looks like an upside down D4.
It definitely does. I mean, it's definitely pyramid-esque.
Yeah. I like it. The character reaching out too. The art is fantastic.
Yeah. Cute little bunny rabbit looking at maps and stuff.
Mhm.
Quick to learn, setting agnostic, easy to tailor your campaign and setting, fast player-driven character creation, flexible encounter rules, 5 micro settings, and it's easy to homebrew. Shifting dice. So D4s are small. Small, you want to roll low, apparently, from the looks of this.
Well, I play a miniature game called Conquest, and they do the roll low thing. And the thing I like about it is you roll your stat or lower. So as your stat increases, it just naturally. But trying to tell people that they want to roll a 1 is a good thing is a little counterintuitive, but it means you're not doing math or anything.
Yeah.
Also means people like me who are cursed and can't roll high to save their life have a fighting chance to actually win a game.
All those D20s you've exiled, you can bring back. They have a place. Yeah.
All my entire D&D campaign hates me when we're in battle because they know I'm just going to ruin everything.
Nice.
Swings axe, cuts own toe. Every time.
I love this picture.
It's so cute.
Cute little bunny rabbit GMing, talking monsters. How great. And this guy's just terrified. Ah!
Yeah.
I love it. Dorado Station looks like an interesting world. A Spark micro setting PDF. I don't know if that's free. I don't know if it costs, but that's another thing you can get from the back here. And a sci-fi Western world is always interesting.
Firefly.
Right. So that's Shift from Hit Point Press. Next up. Oh, I mentioned
There it is.
There it is. Level 1, Volume 6. So this is all sorts of small little couple page long RPGs. It's got a few ads. Yasma's Bed and Breakfast, great little cozy game. But I'm just going to pull out a random one. Here we go. The Final Frontier, a game about retired pioneers who didn't tame the West.
Neat.
Yeah, right. For 3 and plus players. If I flip through here, for 2 plus players, Saving Rockmith.
Yeah.
Ruacinth. The mystical flowering plant that has been in your family for generations needs to be saved. Okay. And like I said, this is all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Oh my God. Which lands us at a funny thing happened on the way to the Batcave.
That's going to be adorable.
Right? And it's 3 pages long for your rules. So this is great.
When you would buy the old Dungeon magazine, and when you flipped it over, there was like a small like system, usually D20 based, but they're like, hey, I have the World War II one, V for Victory, and like it was just like, here's 20 pages that turns your D&D 3rd edition into World War II Saving Private Ryan.
Right. Marvel Multiverse role-playing game.
Always.
This is a preview of the Avengers expansion. Last year we had the X-Men expansion.
Yeah.
I have the core game, and it's I haven't played much of it, but it is really fun.
The old TSR one, they used cards, was like crazy to me. I played a ton of it.
Yeah. I like it because it's a good intro to a lot of like D&D for people who aren't into the fantasy world a lot. Like I have friends who love the idea of D&D, but they're like, fantasy's not my jam. So getting them in with Marvel, most people like superheroes. So it's a nice intro into different RPGs. That's why I like a lot of the level 1 ones too, though. Like you're on the way to the Batcave, or there was
Allies
one
to the Enchantress. So clearly the adventure here is against the Enchantress, but there's kind of cutout cards for the Ice Giants, for Trolls, Ice Iron Man, and so I wouldn't cut those out. They are not back and front, but in theory, Ice Iron Man though, that's kind of neat, and a giant swan, because of course there's a giant swan.
What are you looking at, Swan?
Yeah, don't mess with the swan. The swan is possibly more dangerous than the Canadian geese. But that is the Marvel multiverse role-playing game.
My money's on Covert Chicken.
Always.
Yeah.
Next up,
Nightfell.
Beast of Death.
Ooh.
This is from Mana Project Studio and Grim Moon Studio. When the moon calls, darkness answers. Are you ready to fight? Discover Uriman in Nightfell. So you can see there's a handful of different books there for this game. QR code. Almost all of them have QR codes this year for more information, which is kind of nice.
That is really nice.
I feel like the pandemic has forced us to learn how to use QR codes as a whole.
It's true.
Yeah.
The only danger is if they go out and stop working.
Nightfell is a horror fantasy set in a grim dark world under the influence of the moon. For 5th edition, the project was born from the collaboration of Italian author and illustrator Angelo Pelso. I'm sorry I butchered that. For Pathfinder 2nd edition, Starfinder, Numeria, and Invisible Sun Cipher System, Shadows of the Demon Lord, and others are their pedigree.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a monster. Like that's definitely crazy. Let's see what's next. The Expanse RPG. Transport
cool.
Union Edition. Quick start. All systems go. Prepared to relaunch.
Are we dibsing things? Because I did that.
Sorry?
If we're dibsing things, I have to dibs the Marvel RPG because my partner would absolutely kill me if I do not pick that up.
We'll see what we can do. You guys are both conveniently located very close to a store that does this, so I'm sure we can arrange something.
No, I just more. That's super cool. I love The Expanse. It's such a great world.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So this is from Green Ronin Publishing.
Oh, Green Ronin's been around for forever.
Yeah, exactly. Uses the adventure game engine.
Adventure. I don't know that one. I'm actually going to look it up as we speak. Adventure engine.
And this is a quick start, right? So I mean, if you don't know,
oh, that's the age at the bottom. Adventure game engine.
Yeah. So this is I'm flipping through. Don't look too closely at the if you plan to play this, but I want to take a look at the art.
The Adventure game engine was originally designed for the Dragon Age RPG, but has proven hugely adaptable. Currently used in Blue Rose, Cthulhu Awakens, The Expanse, Fantasy AGE, the 5th season, and Modern AGE.
There we go.
Oh, the quick start that you have in your hand is available on the website.
They're probably I'd be surprised if it's available just yet. Usually they don't put this specific quick start. Probably won't be available till Free RPG Day, but it's possible. They usually will. There's probably not the first time they've also had some. I know they've had stuff for the adventure game engine. Yeah, there's more RPGs from Green Ronin, all using that same system.
Yeah,
just as you were saying.
U-Card. Check out.
And
yeah, it looks like you can get it right now if you go to the website.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Next up, Otherscape, a mythic cyberpunk RPG demo game.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Love a cyberpunk.
This is got a bunch of stuff tucked inside of it. So we've got some tracking cards, a couple pages worth of those.
That's really cool. Anything that lets me live through my Johnny Mnemonic love, I am on board for.
Some big old character sheets. Like these are like double page size. So I mean, they're not actually bigger than what you would normally have. They're just printed in a way that makes them a little bit bigger than what you'd normally have, but looks incredible.
Yeah, that really pops out.
Yeah, you could put that on your wall easily.
It's beautiful.
I would be surprised if we don't see some of these popping up on game store walls if they have any left.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I think you might be correct.
Son of Oak Game Studio.
Oat?
Son of Oak.
Son of Oak. So for those listening, I have purchased the Expanse Quickstarter, but they gave me a download link that doesn't seem to go anywhere. I'm guessing it's being held off till the 21st.
Usually that's the case, yeah.
Yeah. Game Studio. Game Studio.
This
they
is
do
definitely some
City
interesting
Mist.
looking stuff.
That's really cool.
And this is the adventure. Oh, they got a Kappa Guardian. There's a frog dude.
I love a frog dude.
Frog dude wearing a necklace of something.
It's like a Murloc.
Ogama Trooper.
Other space in action.
I like this. This looks really interesting.
They have a fantastic website.
And yeah, they Tokyo Otherscape setting book. So yeah, they've got a couple of different other books. There's a core book, setting book. There's a box set that's got both of those in there, along with a bunch of extra stuff. Tokyo and the Metro, MC screen, 10 beautifully illustrated pre-generated characters, 20 writable tracking cards, and dice. So that's all in the set.
Fight this system with magic and tech in a dystopian future where mythic powers have reemerged, only to be weaponized by corps and syndicates. Smells like Shadowrun. I'm in. Hashtag elf with an Uzi.
Right. Next up, Arkham Horror role-playing game from Edge.
Oh, this. Do you know about Edge?
I recognize the name. I don't know them well.
So what this is when Asmodee bought Fantasy Flight Games, they spun all their art. They pretty much canceled all their stuff. Yeah. And then spun it out to Edge Studio. So Fantasy Flight now pretty much just makes card games. And then Edge was set up to just make RPGs.
Okay. And they do there's 3 of them. They do the Star Wars role-playing games.
Yeah, and I have the Netrunner or Android one somewhere. It's on my bookshelf.
Nice.
So
this uses the dynamic pool system.
They love their custom dice.
Yeah. Who doesn't love custom dice?
Yeah.
So this is the Free RPG Day special. This is a short adventure, Comets of Kingsport. So again, we're not gonna and it's a pretty decent sized adventure.
I was gonna say this is massive.
Yeah, there's some. Okay, so now we're into characters. So you're looking at basically 18 pages of adventure, and then a handful of pre-gens.
One of the things I'm noticing as you pull stuff off is there's not a lot of overlap in settings or tone. Like it feels like if you wanted to really find out what setting is right for you, there's something in there for you.
Yeah, that's part of what this day is all about, right? Is what do you want to try, and trying something new.
The interesting thing is like Free RPG Day feels like it would attract a lot of the experienced. But as you go through this, it feel like it really is like hey, let's get you into RPGs, and this is a fantastic way to do it.
It really is. And so from Pathfinder, and this will be Pathfinder 2nd edition, The Scourge of Sheerleaf, a Pathfinder adventure for 10th level characters. And this looks like it's going to be plant-based, just based on what I can see. That character is in a wheelchair. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. I also like that they're doing 10th level. I mean, I haven't played Pathfinder, but I find a lot of RPGs when you can level up and stuff, it's hard to get to those higher levels to actually see what your characters can fully do. So it'd be nice to have pre-made characters at that high of a level to help you learn, just like if you pay your dues in other ones, like how far you can actually go.
Right.
And again with 10th level, this is the product for those more experienced that's coming out. I like that you're seeing a lot more diversity in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's always weird to me that like you believe in dragons, but they're not wheelchairs. Like it's like.
Yeah. When's the last time you had a D&D character with glasses?
Unless that's not a low level wizard.
Yeah.
But this is adorable from Paizo. Looks fabulous. Scourge of Sheerleaf. This is the Pathfinder, and the inevitable, probably the next thing to come out of here will be Starfinder. I'm super excited to see what the Starfinder is, because with the 2nd edition of Starfinder coming out, it could be anything from a quick start to an adventure. And Starfinder 2nd edition, Battle for Nova Rush. So it's going to be an adventure. I'm going to skip straight to the pre-generated characters to see what they are.
Oh, so cute.
So it's not a long adventure. Where are my pre-gens? Every day is a cat. Chick is, I have no idea what the heck that is. ISEF. Interesting. These are so that there's less. The last few times that they've done these, it's been like focused on a specific species. So you're playing as goblins, for example, in the Pathfinder ones,
Space
or kobolds in the more recent ones. This is not. This has just got several different species. So this is neat. This is Starfinder 2nd Edition, which is gets its full release this summer. It officially releases, I believe, at Gen Con in August, and it's going to be almost entirely the same system as Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So you had Pathfinder, then you had Starfinder 1st Edition, which was almost like Pathfinder 1.5, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, now Starfinder 2nd Edition, which matches them up a little bit closer. Let's see what else. Ooh, what's this? This 5e edition. Dungeon Crawl Classic and 5e from Goodman Games. This is a preview. Crowdfunding soon. Follow the project for early bird rewards. Castle White Rock. The Dying Light of Castle White Rock. Mega Dungeon box set for 5th edition and Dungeon Crawl Classics. Explore the labyrinthine dungeons below a ruined castle to uncover long-lost lore, forgotten treasures, deadly foes, and numerous factions. 15 full levels, 14 sub-levels, regional gazetteer of the Northlands, fully developed city of Silmar, and poster-sized maps. So those box sets are coming soon to Kickstarter. This is an adventure suitable for both 5e and Dungeon Crawl Classic RPG play. This section provides guidelines on how to use it with each game systems. We'll skip all that. DCC is known for having the a little bit easy, lighter art style, black and white. This isn't all glossy.
Yeah, but that feels like the classics.
Yes, and that's part of the
charm.
The charm of it. Yeah, exactly. It is an old school game system. Even your map there looks really old school. And I love that.
Back when like elf was a race, not a class.
Right.
Sorry, a class, not a race. I got that backwards. Or dwarf, right? Like, yeah. If you played a halfling, you were the thief. And like that's very Tolkien-esque influenced.
Exactly. They've also got the Dark Tower out there. 5th edition conversion and classic homage. Deluxe 3-volume set. So there's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with Dungeon Crawl Classics. And like I said, the Castle White Rock system. Crowdfunding soon. So it's always, you get a bit of a preview there. Next up. G.I. Joe and Transformers together again. They did this last year as well.
They did.
Shock and mayhem. From Renegade Game Studio.
Renegade's been doing some weird stuff. That vampire card game we played was from them as well.
Yes, it was. Yeah, no, they've got a ton of stuff. They've also got one of the Hasbro licenses, and honestly, I think they do better than some of the actual Hasbro owned stuff.
Because they're doing the Axis and Ally stuff, I think now, and
they are.
Power Rangers and
Power Rangers, My Little Pony.
Yeah,
it actually feels like them all together. You can play Power Rangers with My Little Pony.
I was talking about Edge Studio. This feels like Hasbro's Edge Studio, where they're like, Renegade, you guys make all the RPGs for us. So,
except that it is straight up a separate company. They're just
100%. It's all licensing. Yeah. Hasbro is keeping their hands on the Dungeons and Dragons stuff and just kind of letting everyone else license the other properties.
For a large part, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a great part 4, part 5. So it's a 5-part adventure.
Neat.
different threats. Not as much art as I would like, but that's because it doesn't need it. There's too much other stuff in it.
Also, it's a fairly well-known. I think both of them are fairly well-known. You don't need as much art to sell the world.
No, it's true.
You know?
You know what all of this is.
Yeah.
Although some of these Iron Grenadier Neophyte, Iron Grenadier Foot Soldier, this is a new look for them for sure with General Mayhem. So that's a bit of a look. And then you got a Shockwave. You got Shockwave. Shockwave is not new.
The Grenadiers and stuff remind me of Command and Conquer, like
a little bit,
like nod feel. Yeah,
a little bit. But yeah, so there's the QR codes, but that is Renegade's entry. Next, we've got a lot to go. It feels fairly thick, which is what I love. Root, the RPG, Laurel's Canopy Quick Start.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love Root. That's great that they have an RPG.
Yeah, and this is second or maybe third or fourth year that they've had the quick starts and adventures. And it's got the classic art style, different factions. Like I said, this is a quick start version of the rules. There's a full version of this whole game. Playing different moves. NPCs, and then there is a little adventure in the back.
Cool. I just like how the imagined all the like woodland creatures.
Yeah.
In the society they built in the board game. That I think there's a lot there.
Nimble the thief.
So cute.
I like when my thieves are nimble.
Saga the chronicler. Lucasta the racketeur. Healy the tinkerer.
Is that a beaver?
That is, in fact, a beaver, yes.
Canadian recognized game.
Woo! Leilana the arbiter. Umberto the raider.
Oh, that's cool.
And the frustrated gamers. So that's the from Letter Games and Magpie Games. Root the RPG.
Come say hello. Come say hello.
Got a cat alert for Scott. Ooh. I like that they put a little sleeve on this to keep it from accidentally falling apart.
Adventure map included on the inside cover. That's cool.
Yeah. So this is Kobold Press. Well of Shadows. Quick start guide included. 4 to 5 third level characters for the Tales of the Valiant role-playing game. And it comes apart. So you've got the Well of Shadows adventure.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is a two-headed dragon kind something. What is it?
I was going to ask what that was.
Yeah.
I'm into it. That's amazing.
Not as
like
cool as the three-headed chicken, but a close second.
Close second. We can't all be three-headed chickens.
Exactly. And then the quick start rules. And there's some pre-generated characters, and there's your map for the adventure. I like that it pulls apart. That it is effectively 3 different products in one. Because then you can have, the quick start rules passed around if a player has a question without having to close out and okay, well, here's the adventure now. Hide that. So good on Kobold Press for that layout. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Scry, My Little Eye. A one-shot adventure with battle maps and cards that is 5e compatible from Loke Battle Mats.
Neat.
So it's
I
got,
love when they do the 5e in 5 minutes for the newbies.
yeah.
I saw the front of one of the front pages.
Yeah, 5e in 5 minutes right here. The quick start rules.
It's nice though, because like you said, when you want to introduce people into RPGs like that, they need that because it says it's 5e compatible. So many people will go, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. And this is a neat map. So you've got rooms, and the other side has more rooms, and then it's got things you can put on top of them. So you got a sarcophagus here, and the flip side of it, it's got the details on that sarcophagus. You got a little, looks like a library. Yeah, library corner. So you can build the rooms within these rooms using these other paper tiles. That's kind of neat. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the so you got the two different maps, and then you just add stuff in. Some good monsters, giant rat, skeleton, hobgoblin, your standard stuff. Mimic, of course, there's a mimic. You can't have an adventure without a mimic. These guys do all sorts. Always have something interesting from Loke Battle Mats.
That last picture on the very back page, does that have to do with the dragon sticker?
I doubt it, but you never know.
That's a good catch, actually. I didn't think that. That's really cool.
I mean, Red Dragon is pretty synonymous with a lot of 5e stuff and just Dungeons and Dragons in general. So that might be all it is.
Yeah.
Good question. Next, Dragonbane from Free League. This is an amazing game. You can have some great stuff. The Magistrate's Gambit, tournament style quick start.
This is a game within a game.
Looks like it.
Hmm.
The Magistrate's Gambit is a tournament adventure for the Dragonbane role-playing game and offers difficult challenges for even the most cunning and skilled adventurers. Players will need to work together to solve puzzles, win battles, and find valuable treasures, all in just 2 hours. Interesting.
I do love it when they say how long the game should take.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, it doesn't always, work out that way. But
No, you can sidetrack things very much. But I love the art in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's got such a great style. I've got the box set for this, and it is just all stunning.
That's really cool. Hey, Dave, I'll be right back.
They have the mallards, which are just duck characters, but I don't see them. I haven't seen one yet. You can play basically an assassin of assassin Darkwing Duck.
Okay, but who would win? One of the Cobra chickens from the one of those previous books, or one of the Darkwing Duck mallards?
Ooh,
That's the real question.
There's so these are some different puzzles and stuff. There's a map, Magic Square. So yeah, more. This is interesting. So it's all puzzles rather than necessarily battle, which is nice.
I love that. It's hard to make good puzzles.
It is. There's conclusion and scoring. What was the game board replaced with a replica? There's a spoiler for you. I won't read the rest of them. And there's some pre-generated characters.
Come on, Mallard.
Mallard. There's got to be one in here. There usually is one at least in the pre-gens. What?
No,
There it is.
Oh, wow. That really does look like Daffy Duck. I love it.
Ironically, yesterday was Donald Duck's birthday. So happy Duck Day.
Happy Duck Day. That's hilarious.
I love that they're playing what I presume is chess. You can never be sure in an RPG, but they're playing chess on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Dragonbane from Free League. Next up, from Chaosium, the basic role-playing universal game engine quick start. So this is a systemless version of the game. Just the fast version of it. This is celebrating the 50-year anniversary of Chaosium. And so this is just a fast overview of it. Ooh, and it's got really nice paper. Nice thick matte paper. So that you could build from this anything you want.
That's cool.
Like there's a Norse looking fantasy fighter. Going over here, you got a cyborg electric robot thingy. So it's kind of whatever floats your boat.
That's cool. Like really, It would be really good for a starter DM to kind of use that as a starting or as a starting point.
And it was like what you were saying earlier. You can fine tune it to whatever your interests are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my group really likes warrior cats. Okay, cool. Do it. And it looks like it's got a couple of little mini adventures, dungeon crawls in the back. And an ad for Call of Cthulhu and RuneQuest and Pendragon.
Of course.
But that is interesting.
That is really cool. Yeah,
I didn't know that they were doing that, so that's interesting. Next, coming up, Arzium Quick Start Guide 2 from Red Raven.
Guide 2. Was this one from last year?
I'm gonna say maybe.
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, I don't remember this one. From the creator of Above and Below, now this sounds familiar. Above and Below, Near and Far, and the City of Iron. Arzium role-playing game opens up the world of Arzium. A vast land filled with mysteries, magic, and forgotten technology. Create characters and stories from numerous folks, occupations, abilities. Gather a group of friends and foes and make your own adventure. This quick start guide includes basic rules, pre-made characters, and a starting adventure in the city-state of Ark.
Oh, okay.
Official intro to Arzium role-playing. I think Above and Below, or Near and Far, one of those two versions, there was something in last year.
There was something there, yeah. It's another quick start, so it gives you a lot of freedom to kind of build it how you want.
Exactly, and it condenses, anywhere from 200 to 400 pages of a rule, hardback rule book down to 30. Combat, surrendering, retreating, items, random generators, different weapons, armor, and then you get into the adventure. I like the very simple artwork. Like it's detailed, but it's got a very, very, very simple style. And
I like
saying
it.
simple is not meant in a pejorative way. It's
there's a beauty in the simplicity.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And then there's some notes at the bottom. So that is Arzium's quick start. Why have you done that? Yep. Next up, quick start adventure, Land of Eam, the Curse of the Chicken Foot Witch, Exalted Funeral.
I wonder if the three-headed chicken comes into this.
I'm legit. I'm curious about that. Interesting. I'm gonna say no, because as I look at this box set, which comes with a set of meeple.
There's meeple? Oh, look at those meeple.
So that's what you're playing with. I like that. That's for the deluxe edition and deluxe edition slipcase edition. Comes with core rulebook, Bestiary Volume 1, Muckland Sandbox, map game board, GM screen, gelatinous goo dice, and a Meeple 6-pack. I hope there's lots of art in this because I'm just looking at the art on that one page and it's like I'm almost a little disappointed if there's not.
I know.
There's not a lot, but oh my god.
Oh!
That is a chicken-footed witch in a pink tutu.
I love it.
I'm
That is my
in.
that's gonna be what I cosplay as at the next expo. I want to be a chicken-footed witch. That's fantastic.
With a pink sword.
Duh. What other sword color would there be?
Exactly.
I don't think the witch has the sword. I'm sure the hero has the sword. Which, oh my god, is hopefully that dog.
That is a derpy dog.
I think it's a villain though, because you're in the headless skeleton and Crunch.
Yeah, Crunch. He looks like this is Crunch.
That's Crunch.
Because one of his abilities is a ferocious bark and a snag bite. So, sadly, villain. Interesting little 3D map with the different areas. So it's not a map you'd play on, but it's a great map to build as you go, and so you know what you're looking at. And then it's a flip book. There's a Murgatoad. I wish I had the art for the Murgatoad.
I want the art for the Murgatoad too.
And then so we flip it over. And oh, that's right. I knew I recognized Exalted Funeral. Monty Python's co-curricular medieval reenactment program.
No, it isn't.
Role-playing game. No, it isn't.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
obsessed.
Yep.
So this is a different game entirely.
This is an entirely different game. So it's 2 quick starts in one. And this one doesn't have meeple, it has medieval.
Medieval, of course.
Monty Python?
Anything Monty Python I'm in love with.
Epcor is doing work in my area and they knocked on my door asking if they could shut off my internet for 10 minutes.
No.
I should have said no, but that's not an option. It's Epcor. So they but 3 weeks ago when we did the first episode of Happiness Patrol, Epcor cut through the fiber line of all of Eastern Edmonton.
Ugh.
Oh no.
And they've been my internet's been garbage since, but I think they tried to fix it today, but they had to whatever. This is fantastic, by the way. I'm really sad I missed this.
Dragon of Angnor.
I'm into it.
That is amazing.
What about the bunny?
Cargill the Amazing.
Yeah.
We can't all have killer rabbits in every campaign. We'd get nothing done.
Exactly. So that's the flip book from Exalted Funeral, Monty Python, and Land of Eam.
That's super cool.
Can you show Scott the chicken-footed witch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Baba Yaga. No, chicken-footed witch.
No. No.
Isn't that the house?
That is Baba Yaga. This is not Baba Yaga.
That's not Baba Yaga at all.
That is one heck of a chicken-footed witch.
That is
I like it. She turned me into a chicken. I got better though.
Yeah.
Got a handful of other ones.
Oh no, into
the Great Offering. This is for Obajima. This is 1985 games.
Neat.
Obajima is a 5th edition world setting that is an homage to Studio Ghibli.
Oh, they did one last year. I got to snag the Studio Ghibli one last year, and my friends and I played it, and we loved it.
So this is another one of that.
Oh, look at the harpies, so cute.
Who doesn't love harpies with denim jeans?
Jorts, I believe, is what those are called.
Unfortunately, yes, they are.
I tried.
Those are in style right now. Don't even.
They are. Why? How did that happen again?
Kids.
Kids, yep. I mean, also that screams 1990s fashion.
The 90s are back in style. Don't even.
As
I was
long as
breaking out my Jinko jeans the other day.
yeah, as long as like the the ski jackets don't come back in the neon.
Oh,
The
those
hideous-
were back in a few years ago. You missed that
Oh,
trend.
I'm glad I missed that, or I'm glad that the kids in my life missed that.
That like weird, like hot neon everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything looks like a super, the same color as a Super Soaker. Yeah.
I used to work at American Apparel. It was either nude everything or just neon everything. It
You
was
can't see me, or you see all of me.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is the a great offering, an Obajima adventure from 1985 games.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Hey, Timescales, welcome. Star Trek Adventures. This is the second edition for Star Trek Adventures from Modiphius, their 2D20 system. And this is a quick start guide with a short adventure. This is
I love
40-something pages.
Yeah,
This is
the
not
2D20 system is fantastic.
Really is.
Yeah, you have Dune and Alien.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got and Alien just has a second edition as well now. But we reviewed a bunch of the Alien stuff. John Carter. We've done some of the Star Trek Adventures, but not very much. We did the original Klingon core rulebook when it came out.
Hmm.
Because of course we did.
Yeah, I'm not a Trekkie. I can't speak much on this, but
Yeah, you can look at the art and go, "Ooh, that's pretty." Oh, there we go.
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks art. Yep, there's a
we
whole.
love Lower Decks.
There is an entire source book of just Lower Decks, so you can play your Lower Decks track.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So that is the Star Trek Adventures. USS Challenger.
Is that one of the characters? Do you play as the ship?
No. That would be interesting. I mean, I suppose you could probably write one that would do that, but you don't play as the ship. No.
I'm sorry, it's right next to the character sheets. I had to ask.
That's valid. It's more. That one's
Wouldn't
a vehicular.
Yeah, it would be like the Transformers RPG when you're
Yeah.
like in the truck or
Yeah.
whatever vehicle form. You're just a starship.
Why not?
Just a Star Trek? Did you just say?
No, it's just a starship, but
Oh,
close.
Starship. Oh, good.
Isn't that ship is called a Star Trek, isn't it?
I apologize, viewers. The Rising Gamer, you're a ship. That's a new idea.
Yeah.
D&D. Welcome, a Rising Gamer.
Isn't that's a quote from that movie? You're a ship, Harry Potter.
Whack.
Is that from Lord of the Rings or?
I actually think that's Doctor Who.
Oh, right. My bad.
Which doctor? The ship doctor.
Of course. Ironically,
I just want to watch a metamorphosis, and all of a sudden, bam, Enterprise.
oh Jesus! I mean,
You
it's
can
got
picture
like you'd have a. Oh my God! Hold on, backing up.
Just like
You've
starship
seen
turns out
Loki, right?
yeah, this
Miss Manners
ship-
or Miss what's the clock's name?
Oh, Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes. See,
Yeah.
there's a face, and you got arms or legs,
like,
and a body.
You could have a
totally
whole
do that.
episode of Doctor Who where it's just the ship trying to get out of the TARDIS. It's more interesting than what they do now. So
I love the new season. You bite your tongue.
Oh,
I think before we started streaming, he mentioned this. So
the Rising Gamer.
Yeah.
You people hurt me. Yes, I apologize for my guests, the Rising Gamer.
I brought
Please-
him in. It's my fault.
please,
He knows
if
what
you
to
have
say.
any complaints based on what I'm saying, please send your complaints to Dave at Rathole.
Not a real email.
No.
So, also from Modiphius, Dreams and Machines. Quick start. So this is more where you would put your ship. I mean, not a lot of art in this. This is just a quick start. And a multi-scene adventure. Looks like about four scenes and a conclusion. There's some pre-gen characters. Very post-apocalyptic. Player reference on the bottom or on the back.
Very cool.
There's your Do You Dare to Dream? Dreams and Machines ad. Player guide. Game Master's guide. Available now. And there's a starter set for that as well. And Modifius does great starter sets.
They really do. Like when I think of a company making role-playing products, I really like Modifius is like, I'm an Alien guy and they got Alien. I love Dune. My Dune source book, again, on the RPG wall, if I figure out cameras, whatever, it's over there. And they just like, every time their Cthulhu, Octane Cthulhu is what got me in. It's fantastic. So.
Yeah. Well, this is another Modifius title.
Fallout.
Oh, I've played this one actually.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
We did a 30-person Fallout raid.
Where was
Like we were
my
doing with the
invite,
D&D stuff.
Rude?
I'll have to invite you next one. We got a bunch of the dice. The dice are great. The system is fantastic. It's exactly as you thought it would be. It plays exactly like you think, and it's got the humor. It is so good.
I love it.
Yeah. Like, again, when I'm talking about, like, they have all the IPs of everything I love right now. Like,
Yeah.
This is a great box this year. There really haven't been any misses.
No, they really haven't. The art in this is just
I
fabulous.
know, so good.
No, and it's that Vault Boy, like that, the Pip Boy. I love that stuff. Like, it's whoever, like, give that man a raise. Whoever can, like, I'm pretty sure. So I know with Claptrap from Borderlands, it was a random drawing one of the artists had on the side of their. If you go back to see what the original Borderlands looked like, it looked like realistic, like the Fallout 3 and 4 games. And then at some point during development, someone saw this like little robot on the side of the cubicle, and went, "That's what we should be doing." And then they got the cell shaded and where I think Pip Boy or Vault Boy started life the same way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, where it's like, and like everything about the like little skill, like Fallout is such a realized world. I love the RPG. It's so good.
Welcome, Tasty Cake. Ethereal Expanse from Ghostfire Gaming, another 5e compatible game. Whispers of Chaos, a level 3 adventure for 5 to 6 adventurers.
Ghostfire Games is what Christian Peterson's up to.
No.
So when he sold Fantasy Flight to Asmodee, Christian Peterson is the guy who created Twilight Imperium.
There we go. I was like, I have no idea who that is.
So he got the Keyforge license to do Keyforge, and now RPGs, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary looking zombie. Some monster stat blocks. That's a fancy looking map.
That is a very fancy looking map.
And you just got a battle map here.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Huh. Dirt Naps and Bone Sticks. There's a game within this game.
Those are my favorite kind of games.
Dirt Nap and Bone Sacks. A card game for 2 to 5 players. That's cool. And it looks like it just uses the standard deck of cards and probably some dice. Pieces. You need a standard pack of playing cards. Yeah. That's amazing. I'm going to be coming back to that for sure. Amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Bonus games. We're getting close to the end here.
Ooh.
Grim Hollow, also from Ghostfire Gaming. In the Beast Wake, another 5e compatible for level 3, 5 to 6 players. Welcome to Grim Hollow. The Grim Hollow adventure is set in the world of Etharis, a place of darkness and terrible evil where goodness is rare and beautiful. I'm just curious if this is in the same world. I don't think it is. No, it's a different. Yeah, this is a different setting completely. Cool. But I mean, they're both 5e compatible, so you could theoretically mix and match. That is one heck of a werewolf.
That's a very cool werewolf.
Correction. Christian
Like
Peterson, Ghost Galaxy games. That would explain that. I am looking on the Ghostfire website. They have a lot of RPGs.
There it is. There it is.
Three-headed chicken.
Three-headed chicken.
Oh, that's really cool. Hydra chicken?
Hydra chicken.
Hydra chicken.
No, efficient way to get eggs. That is, well, or not
Oh,
efficient way to get eggs, because it would be 3 mouths for 1 egg.
Exactly.
Yeah. Would it be a bigger egg, though, if you're feeding that much?
Yeah.
Do 3 roosters have to fertilize it?
I feel like this line of questioning is going to go nowhere good.
No, nowhere good at all.
But scientists want to know. So
Just to make it worse, I don't think it is not a chicken. It's a 3-headed goose.
Oh.
That is even more terrifying.
is that a bigger golden egg?
That's
That's a Hydra Cobra chicken.
yeah, that's a hydrocobra chicken. Let's not do that. No.
We unlocked a new fear today.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pass that along to our paint slinger James and say, hey, do this up as Canadian geese. There it is. There's the stats for the Gastra. Oh, that makes sense. Hydra, Gastra, goose,
Yeah.
Hydra. No, that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, Gastra looks like a 3-headed goose with snow white feathers. They are created through foul rituals, often serve as guards for the homes of hags or similar fae. These monstrosities are extremely protective of their home, attacking anyone who trespasses. Yeah, that's just a goose. Conveniently, they are carnivores, of course they are, who can strip a human flesh in a day, so there's usually not much of a mess.
Only in a day. I would expect them to be more efficient than that.
I would too, but they're not. Maybe they're not that big. I mean, geese are not small. Don't get me wrong, but comparative to a human, not that big. And there's your map. So that is that's New Terror. Forget this scary werewolf. That's the least scary thing,
It's the things you don't expect that get you in the night.
right?
Yeah.
Next up, Aurora, Age of Desolation, also from Ghostfire Gaming. Also 5e, Into the Living Sands.
It kind of feels like FASA, old FASA, when they had so many different worlds that were kind of like interconnected in a weird way.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
The campaign setting for Aurora Age of Desolation focuses on survival and hope in a crumbling world. The draconic creatures who once provided social structure and stability to the inhabitants of Aurora have succumbed to a disease called Shard Scale, which causes mental instability and uncontrollable rage in draconic creatures, particularly in true dragons.
Neat.
Yeah.
It's always
Like a dragon. Is he riding it? No, he's not riding it. It's like a dragon cat.
it always shocks me that we can still come up with there's thousands of worlds out there, and yet we still keep coming up with more. And like it's new and interesting ways to tell stories.
Yeah. Echo, Greco, and Techno. Echo. Gotta have 3 of them.
Love it.
I am fighting back a cough and a sneeze. Oh my god. There we go. Adventure. Lingering Wake Shark. That's a scary looking shark.
Yeah, kind of looks like a tremor, like the gobloids or whatever they're called from Tremors.
Oh yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, or a snapping turtle with a shark.
Yeah. There's a sand skiff battle map at the end. So that's 3 different adventures from Ghostfire Gaming. Let's see what is next. Doesn't feel the same, so I'm going to guess it's not the same. Oh, am I grabbing 2 things? Okay. It's got stuff inside of it. From Son of Oak Games. Legend in the Mist, a rustic fantasy RPG. So similarly to the earlier Techno.
It
one.
was called Otherscape.
Right.
I
So you're
bookmarked
tracking
it.
cards.
I'm most definitely interested in that one.
Yeah.
Gives me Legend of Zelda vibes. I'm super into it.
So these ones are double-sided. The apple picker. So they're double-sided player sheets. So there's no big poster on these ones. Protector of the Dale, the Red Marshal.
Cool. Looks
The
like they
wise
like evolve or level up.
The wise one.
The detail in the artwork is really like fantastic.
Yeah. But it does have a newer Legend of Zelda kind of vibe to it for sure.
Kind of like is it Twilight Princess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The slightly darker Wii U one.
Mm-hmm.
No, GameCube Wii or Skyward Sword. No.
So there we go. So we've got quick start rules and then an adventure.
I like how it's laid out. The
Yeah.
page on your right there is like the overlap in charts, but they're offset. I think that's like a really interesting way of. It draws your eye to it really well.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Sometimes the how much I like the classic design of the black and whites. It can feel samey page by page by page, like the old AD&D second edition stuff, where it's like really colored on the outside, but it does get a little dense. So having stuff that visually stands out, I think, is really appealing, especially for new players.
I'll deal with that later. I got a random spam bot in the
Twitch.
Twitch feed.
Yeah.
That's gonna kill that later.
It's
Because
kind
that might be everything. Oh nope. There's one more thing here. I did miss
bubble
one.
wrap. Bubble wrap.
Yes.
Oh, another Free RPG Day sticker. And from Chip Theory Games. Alternate Nom Tyrant card replaces the Nom Tyrant battle in any copy of Too Many Bones base game. So if you I've never played Too Many Bones. It's uses big Chip Theory Games has like big weighted poker chips.
They're the ones that do everything is plastic poker chips or like neoprene. Like you can get outside of the box, you can get the whole thing wet.
Yeah. Super high quality work.
Yeah.
And this is just an alternate thing for that.
Who doesn't like a poolside RPG? That's genius to have something waterproof.
Well, like, so I've only played, I'm actually on their website looking for it. It was like a Brian from Bordenberg. It was like a MOBA game. I'm trying to find it right now. So, but Cloud Spire.
Oh, I've heard of that one. I haven't
Yeah,
played it.
it's super chunky, but it was a lot of fun. So, but again, everything's waterproof. So, water resistant. Let's go with water resistant. I don't need.
No, let's get our scuba gear on and go play at the bottom of an ocean. Let's see what happens.
Well, that's. I threw my game into the pool because the guy on the feed said I could.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Scott said it, not me.
So
there. Add as mod.
Oh, thank you.
But that was a lot of stuff, and I missed some of it. So
yeah. Well, like I said, you a lot of years in the past, Warp One Comics and Games has sponsored us in this. We've done some of these openings right there in their store.
Mhm.
But this thing, Free RPG Day sent this to me directly. So that's why we're doing it. Able to do this live right now.
Dave,
yes,
I missed a bunch of unboxing. If I wanted to see it again, how would I go about that?
So for the next, let's call it 24 hours, you can just rewind this episode. It'll still be here. Then I'm going to take it down, and on Free RPG Day, July 21st, I'm going to reload an edited version of this. So it'll be not quite the full hour and a half that we've gone today. And you'll get to see all of this stuff with a little bit less of the conversation. That having been said, we will you can also go to your friendly local gaming store on June 21st for Free RPG Day. And you can pick up, depending on how the store wants to work it, theoretically at least one of these fancy new things. It is not, some stores have take what you want, unlimited, go, have fun. Some stores it's limited of 1 or 2 things per person. That is up to the store, but you should be able to get something, or at least look at all of this stuff on June 21st at your friendly local gaming store. If you're not sure, you can go to the Free RPG Day website, which is freerpgday.com.
There it is.
There it is. And it has a store locator on who is participating in the event. So you can check it all out.
I like it. That's it.
Yeah.
Again, it's such a great idea, and there's like it brings the barrier of entries like down for new players and gives little extras for like experienced players. Like the die, I can see being incredibly popular overall, right? So
right,
that die is stunning,
and don't eat it.
There was less dice this year. I noticed that.
So I think we were talking earlier on. One of the things I noticed was it was a lot more printed, and I feel like the tariffs on that, if we have to talk about that, is probably a lot lower. The weight is higher, probably, or very comparable for shipping, but these feels like things you could easily do within the borders of the continental United States and then ship across, right? So
yeah, these are smaller books, so even if they're a slightly higher cost, it's not as bad as a full print run of full hardcover books or whatever.
And if you are going down for Free RPG Day and want to support your local game store or support RPGs as a whole, because right now the industry it's kind of rough out there if you're not aware of it. Yeah, grab a book. I tried whenever I can. Like I said, I have the Android and the Dune one. Like I'm not a huge RPG guy, but I ended up buying the Dune one because it's like huge and just full of lore. And then I went, hey, this is actually really cool. Let's try this, right?
Yeah, I love buying RPG books and just free reading them for the lore.
And it's so much. And when you think about like how dense these books are of just world building, it blows my mind. Like if you think about like the time and content, and so supporting not only the people who give you space to play them, and pick them up, but also they're putting this stuff together as well, so you can come say hello. So
Exactly.
highly recommend maybe getting your hands on something.
Yeah. So once again, that's June 21st, 2025 at your friendly local gaming store.
Yeah.
As I said, you'll be able to watch this video for the next 24 odd hours, give or take. And then you'll have to wait till Free RPG Day to see the edited down version. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Katie, Scott, you guys have been great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate your being able to play off of other people, because that's part of what gaming is, right? It's connecting people.
Well, in a weird way, we just RPG'd opening a box of RPG stuff.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the barrier to entry to RPG is so low once you get over that initial like fright, I guess, or like hesitation, that it's like it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yep.
So,
And some of these, like I said, there's that the Vendetta, Thunderworld Vendetta is a 30-minute game.
I like that stuff where it's one shot, so you just kind of show up and do, right? So
Exactly.
you know, but
there's a chance that I'll be running something from a previous Free RPG Day, or Brent might run something from a previous Free RPG Day at RPG-a-thon in Edmonton coming up next month. Mel from Mel's Board Game Room will be there streaming on July 12, 13, 14, whatever that weekend is. And then 19th, 20th, I'll be there streaming. So you can join me here on this channel for that.
I should be joining you for that, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so.
12th and the 13th and the 19th.
19th, 20th.
Yeah.
There we go. So yes, if you're in the Edmonton area, check that out. And just keep an eye out. Like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, all of those usual things. Let's put it on at the bottom there. Remind you, subscribe and share. Don't forget, we can see your comments and respond to them. Although we're almost done, so comment soon. But no, thank you guys very much for joining me. Thank you everybody at home for joining me for this. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, good gaming and goodbye.